Finna end after this. I got stuff I gotta do. Alright. Here goes another one. YouTube! We are back on the Twitch, man. Make sure you follow. Make sure you like and subscribe to the PLG Hoven channel and the PLG Live channel. Today, we are reacting to what women actually find attractive about black men. You know, I want to know. I seen this pop up on my recommendations, and I'm like, I gotta check this out. Hey, don't y'all look over here. Don't look at these right here. Don't worry about those. But let's get into this video. Let's do it.
Last year, women from different races were told to pick which black man they thought was the most attractive, and it sparked a lot of controversy and disbelief among black men when the women chose Melberry Badejo over Michael B. Jordan.
What?
This actually never happened, but a lot of men, even outside our race, would be very surprised to find that a large majority of women from around the world would, and even do, find Melberry Badejo extremely attractive. What we fail to grasp is how women would find the man who uses makeup, dyes his eyebrows and eyelashes, and uses colored contacts to even be considered attractive, and not zesty. But the problem we make as men is thinking that masculinity is equal to attractiveness. And this is because of our cultural upbringing and how we are perceived by society. When in reality, most of the men women have been simping on for the past few years have somewhat been feminine looking. They all had these softer, feminized features. Now you might be thinking, well, that's just because they're all celebrities. And you might be right. But what about black MMA fighters like John Jones? They're also popular and make a lot of money, and yet they don't receive as much attention from women as the other men do. So do you need to get colored contacts and start applying makeup? No, you don't need to do any of that. You just need to work on the features that are considered the most attractive and improve more of that, and less of the ones that make you less attractive. In this video, we're going to talk a bit about what women actually find attractive about black men and how you can use this to your advantage. Let's begin. I've seen a lot of men who are fairly good looking completely reduce their attractiveness by trying to follow advice from incels and look more intimidating. So what they would do is grow a bit scruffy beard, let their hair go bald, and become extremely big and bulky, and begin to wonder why they don't get any women. Well, the reason is because they now appeal more to the male gaze rather than the female gaze. Regardless of what you've been told by the red pill community, hypermasculine men tend to be considered more aggressive and dangerous by women. Not just to other men in society, but to them and their future kids. And this signals a trade-off that women have to consider before going into a relationship with them. While for hyperfeminine men, even though the looks might give you an advantage, you also come off as too weak to protect and too compliant in pressure situations. In most cases, though, women are looking for a balance. Not too masculine that you would be unfaithful and dangerous, and not too feminine that you would be unable to protect your woman and kids. For example, look at the man in this image. He clearly has a weak jawline. He's light-skinned and has a rounder face and eyes, which are all considered feminine features. And so a heavier beard and darker eyebrows suits him more than it would suit other black men. So from this part of the video going forward, we'll look at the traits that add and take away from your facial attractiveness. One of the most important indicators of masculinity are those related to the overall size and shape of the face, such as the jawline. In a study titled Geometric Morphometric of the Male Face in relation to physical strength and perceived attractiveness, dominance, and masculinity, the researchers found that women rated faces with a prominent jaw as more masculine and dominant, but not necessarily as more attractive. Instead, the faces rated as highly attractive belong to men with a different jaw structure, one that's wider and narrower. This suggests that while an extremely powerful and wide jaw signals raw strength and dominance, a more refined, sculpted, and balanced jawline is often what women find aesthetically pleasing. To enhance definition, focus on reducing overall body fat through a caloric deficit and cardio. To build the underlying musculature, incorporate exercises that target the jaw and neck, like chin tucks and neck curls. This is the best example as to why masculinity doesn't always equal attractiveness. Because while baldness is masculine and bald black men are seen as hyper-masculine, it's not a universal attractor. In fact, a 2018 study showed that hair quality is a stronger indicator of health and attractiveness than mere hairline or style. And the raters in the study showed that thinning hair is better than no hair, and more hair is better than thinning hair. So while you can still try to work on other aspects of your face to reduce that hyper-masculine appearance, getting a hair transplant or even getting early treatment before it gets worse is a better option. Some chemicals like minoxidil have gained lots of attention online for helping combat hair loss. You can find it together with a Dermastamp at your local drugstore, or if you'd like to get it from us, there's a link in the first comment. Imagine you have a volume knob for two different things on a man's face. The bone structure volume. This is how strong and defined his jaw and brow are. The facial hair volume. This is whether he has no hair, a little bit, or a lot. Researchers wanted to know how these two volume knobs work together to make a face look attractive. When a man has no facial hair at all, the bone structure is very easy to see. If the bone structure is turned up too high, very strong and extreme, it can look a bit harsh. If the bone structure is turned too low, very soft and not defined, it can look a bit weak. The study found that most people think a face is most attractive when the bone structure is somewhere in the middle, not too high and not too low. When there's no beard, it's easiest to see if a face is at one of these extremes. So how does facial hair help? Adding facial hair, like stubble or a beard, is like putting a filter on the picture. It doesn't change the bone structure, but it softens how we see it. For a face with very strong bones, a beard can make it look a little less harsh and more balanced. For a face with softer bones, a beard can add some structure and definition. So facial hair helps to balance out faces that are at the very high or very low end of the bone structure scale, making them look better. Finally, the researcher discovered that the type of relationship matters. For a short-term relationship, having a beard didn't make a big difference in how attractive someone was. But for a long-term relationship, a beard actually made a man seem more attractive. Think of it like this. A beard can make a man look more mature, responsible, and like he would be a good, steady partner for a long time, which is a quality women often look for in a long-term relationship. This is the average black man's dream physique, but this physique is mostly attractive to other men and gym girls. A large population of women would prefer a leaner and athletic physique, like, for instance, Marlon's or Michael B. Jordan and Creed's physique, which involves having a wider back, broader shoulders, slim waist, big arms, and a strong neck. And don't forget the legs. We made it easier for you by creating a free workout plan that helps you achieve this type of physique. You'll find the link down below in the comment section. And if you like more videos like this, then subscribe.
Alright, guys, and that was what women actually find attractive. Hope y'all enjoyed. And make sure y'all like and subscribe. Peace, PLG out. Alright, chat. I think I'm gonna end now because I'm extremely hungry.